Hey, this is absolutely unbelievable. Secret Service was warned on the eve of January 6, 2021, that there would be a risk to Mike Pence caused by Donald Trump and his inciting on January 5th and January 6th. This is truly incredible. The Secret Service assigned to Mike Pence warned Pence might be a target because of Trump. Article on Axios. Mark Short, the then chief of staff to former Vice President Mike Pence, warned the Secret Service on January 5 of a security threat to Pence, per the New York Times. The day before the Capitol riot, Short warned his top Secret Service agent, Tim Giebels, that former President Trump may turn against Pence and there could be a security risk to Pence because of it. A source with direct knowledge confirmed to Axios the report was accurate, so both Axios and New York Times independently able to confirm this. Short did not have knowledge of the specifics of the security threat, and it's not clear what steps, if any, Giebels took to respond to the warning. The warning was the only time that Short flagged a security concern during his time as Pence's top aide. Understand what that means, okay? In the entire time that as vice president, Mike Pence had Secret Service protection, there was never a specific threat flagged to Secret Service by the Pence entourage or team. At the very end of the Trump-Pence regime, one such threat was communicated to Secret Service. And the reason for that threat was Donald Trump. The only threat that Pence's staff had to communicate to Secret Service during the entire time Mike Pence was vice president was one precipitated by and caused by his own president that Pence served under. Think about that. CNN had a report on this. Listen.
Also in our politics lead, new details today about what the Secret Service was told ahead of the January 6th insurrection. And of course, it's mob chanting, "Hang Mike Pence, hang Mike Pence." According to the New York Times' Maggie Haberman, the vice president's chief of staff, Mark Short, warned Pence's lead Secret Service agent on January 5th that Donald Trump could turn against the vice president publicly and there could be a security risk to the vice president.
Now, also relevant is if they knew on January 5th, it's very clear that what took place on the 6th was at least expected and predicted by way more people than they've admitted.
Because of it, let's get it from the horse's mouth. New York Times reporter Maggie Haberman, who has uncovered this for her upcoming book, Confidence Man, which comes out in October. Maggie, just to take a step back here, I mean, the idea that the vice president's chief of staff told the U.S. Secret Service that the president was going to be responsible for a potential security risk to the vice president, I mean, that's quite something.
It's remarkable, Jake, and it's really not a story about the Secret Service. This is a story about the enormous concern that existed about the growing pressure that Donald Trump was putting on his vice president, this extraordinary dynamic where he was, becoming increasingly aggressive in his commentary about a number of officials, but as he was trying to force Pence to essentially throw the Electoral College Trump's way, or at least back to states on January 6th. And the fact that people around Pence recognized that there was a potential safety risk because of this, because the former president has this, mob of very ardent supporters who follow what he says. Now, do I think that...
Now, they, of course, were chanting "Hang Mike Pence" at a period of time on January 6, 2021. These are exactly the types of stories that we said when Trump left. It's going to take potentially years to learn about all of these things, to some degree because journalists are holding it for their books. And we've already commented on that, so I won't comment on it again. The one threat that had to be brought to Pence's Secret Service detail originated from President Trump. Let that sink in. Send me your thoughts. Find me on Twitter @DPACman. As many of you know, I'm a busy person. I don't always have the exact correct nutritional plan for my meals every single day. And that's why I also take a multivitamin and a couple of supplements. But doing them all separately can be a little bit time consuming, which is why Athletic Greens is just fantastic. And they're one of our sponsors. I've been using the Athletic Greens since last year. It just really simplifies nutrition. I just do a scoop of the AG1 and I'm getting 75 high quality vitamins and minerals and my probiotics, and it's all from whole food sources. I drink it in the morning. I know I'm good. I don't have to be messing around with different pills and supplements or whatever, or spend time planning what time of day do I need to take each one. I just get it all with one scoop. You can put it in a smoothie. You can drink it straight. It tastes great. And then I'm just good for the day. It supports gut health, and I'm getting everything that I need and I'm looking for. Athletic Greens is giving my audience a free 1-year supply of vitamin D plus 5 free travel packs when you go to athleticgreens.com/Pacman, and the link is down below.